So fans were back in the London Stadium last night. What a performance they saw. Disappointing for Leicester, a man sent off. Lots of injuries for Leicester, but it doesn't take away the fact that Mikel Antonio scored 2 goals. There's some good finishes in that game, actually. 4-1 in the end, was it? Congratulations to West Ham because they sit top of the table at the moment after 2 games. Joining us now is Darren Bent, who has 57 more goals than Mikel Antonio. Interesting. You do. So he hit 49 Premier League goals last night, which makes him West Ham's all-time Premier League top scorer. And I think 50 overall. So got one in another competition. So congratulations on a number of different levels for Mikel Antonio. Darren, how are you?
I'm bad, you?
Good, thank you very much.
You right?
Excellent, my friend. In top form. Tell you what, they were good last night again, West Ham, mate, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I mean, so exciting to watch. Antonio just at the minute playing really, really well. But even Ben Rama as well in terms of he's got better this season. They look like a really collective as a unit, all in tandem, playing really well, playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of energy, pace. Yeah. So you'd have to say right now, West Ham, I mean, they're sitting top of the table, and obviously Max was grinning his head off in there because he's obviously a West Ham fan, but it's one of them. They're playing really, really well, and I think if they can get couple more signings in before the window shuts, I think they can really. And they had a good season last season, but I think they can go even better this year.
I think you're right, Bent. I looked at it. I didn't want to be a dampener on things, put a damp squib on it, but I did say to Moose, I'm just looking at the squad, and I'm not sure like the backup and the bench and things like that strong enough. If you and I spoke about it earlier, would you? If Antonio, we clearly don't want him to get injured, but if he get an injury or something like that, there's not really the same backup as the top teams. But tell you what, on their day, when they get their strongest 11 out, a match for anybody.
Kurt Zouma is linked with Ali.
Ali the DJ's
Ali on
back,
the decks again.
On them decks.
That was the coffee cup. I saw it. It was his coffee cup rubbing it up against his microphone. Can you do it again? You couldn't if you tried, probably. I would say. There it is. Anyway, that's Ali. Kurt Zouma.
People could see me now, I'd get locked up. I mean, the men in the white coats would come and take me away, trying to get a disco sound or a DJ sound off.
I was thinking, Ali, I wish you put some clothes on.
I'm sorry, what?
Right, can I do this Kurt Zouma news, please?
You can.
Kurt Zouma linked with a move to West Ham that would make him their highest paid player. What do you think of that?
I'm not sure he's better than what they've got, if I'm honest. Kurt Zouma, he's very good. Obviously, he's quick, he's powerful, strong. Is prone to an error, you'd have to say. And when you look at West Ham defensively, it's all well and good when you're playing centre-half as a Chelsea, when they're dominating possession. You've got, obviously, world-class players all around you. Obviously, at times this season, West Ham aren't going to be asked to defend. It's going to be against back to the wall. They're not going to be, obviously, dominating possession. But so I'm just not sure. Of course, he's a good player, but I'm not convinced, if I'm honest, that he's better than what they've got. So I'm not quite sure I'd go all out to get Kurt Zouma. As I said, I think maybe someone... one player I would have gone all out to get is someone like Jesse Lingard. He's the one. Do you know what I mean?
Or Tammy.
Do you know what I mean? But even with the Danny Ings, I think so many teams in the Premier League this season have missed the trick there. Because Aston Villa swapped in, got him. He could have done a job for any team in the Premier League, you have to say.
So here are the numbers on Kurt Zouma. So Chelsea and West Ham agreed £26 million fee for Kurt Zouma. Centre-back wants to be the Hammers' best paid player on $125,000 a week. If you're those players, guys, and you're and last season was brilliant for West Ham, and they obviously have an excellent team spirit, and they're all very together. And then Kurt Zouma comes in and says, right, I want to be top paid player, $125 a week. Does that upset the rest of the team?
Listen, it might do, and I get it's a premium. He's come from Chelsea, so that's why he's kind of trying to command them kind of figures. But at the same time, he hasn't. I don't think he's earned the right in terms of performances on the pitch. You look at some of the superstars from last season: Antonio, Thomas Souček, Declan Rice. Mike Dawson. I mean, from
Dawson's superb, isn't he?
1 to 11. If he comes in and says, "I want to be the highest paid player," if I'm one of the other players in the dressing room, I'm kind of asking the question, well, why? I know you're coming from Chelsea, but I wouldn't say his performances over the last couple of seasons have seen him deserved of that highest paid player at West Ham. So
does that happen, Benty? Maybe I'm turning into old fuddy duddy, but does that happen nowadays? The guys go, right, I'll come, but I want to be the top. I would never cross my mind. I would just want to sign a contract that I was happy with myself, and then just get on with it. It wouldn't matter to me whether I was a top player at the club or top paid player at the club or whatever. I think you've just got to be happy with your own individual contract.
You would be, but I think, again, it's that premium, isn't it, Ali, in terms of he's coming from Chelsea, so he's probably thinking, I'm coming from a club that's just won the Champions League, top 4 every season. And he'll probably see it, and listen, It is disrespectful, but it's not, because it is a backward step, you'd have to say, in terms of where the two clubs are now, Chelsea and West Ham. But that's no disrespect to West Ham, because the way that they're playing, they've been fantastic. So Kurt Zuma's probably looking at it, well, if you want me to come to your club, I need to be the highest paid player, and I don't necessarily agree with that.
There's some good finishes last night. I want your views on the finishes and the red card, mate.
The red card, see, I was unsure about it, but then today, with the rules of today, it probably is a red card. But it's still one of them you look at and go, really? Like,
wait, which bit did you think was really?
Like, you could quite see he's off balance. So I think
he might be fouled.
Yeah, I think he's off balance, and I think that's got to come into consideration. Like hold on, he hasn't done it with any kind of malice. He's off balance, and then obviously he's planted his foot, and then obviously if you slow it down, it looks funny. It looks disgusting.
Funny, Ben. You tell me if I'm wrong here, right? You've played the game. We've all played the game. All of us that have played the game would have an unbelievable, harsh feeling for Perez, because we know. Right, technically it might be a sending off now by the letter of the law.
Yeah.
But we know there's no intention at all. And he's actually a little bit unlucky, I think, because there's no malice or intention, in my opinion, in that tackle.
I think the problem is you don't have to have intention.
Correct.
For it to be what it was. In the eyes of the law, Gary Neville was a player as well, and said it was absolutely horrific. So there are some that look at it.
There was a couple in the Euros where obviously you slowed it down. They looked absolutely horrific. And
he slowed them down. They all look horrific.
Exactly. So I think this one here, by the letter of the law today, it's certainly, I think probably is a red card. And in terms of Antonio's finishing, I mean, the first one was fantastic, back to goal, swivel. But I really like the second one, the first touch, because it's slightly behind him, and he manages to drag it back and then just prod it past the goalkeeper. And I mean, a couple of years back, I don't think he has them finishes in the locker. But he's all-round game. He's finishing, he's hold-up play, and I think he's learning to play that number 9 role really, really well. And David Moyes has got a lot to do with that. Yeah,
because David Moyes put him in that position, didn't he? He came and said, right, I want you to move further in, I want you to be that man in the middle, and he seems to be flourishing in that role.
He's taking it on board, because there's some players that a manager will move your position and you kind of go, well, I don't really want to play there. I'll give it a go, but I'm not really going to give it my all. Whereas Antonio's gone there, relished it, he obviously knows how good he is in terms of his attributes, pace, power. But he's also gone, you know what, I'm going to give us a good go. And listen, he looks like a natural centre-forward now. Great goals, great finish, and he's a real handful for any defence. There's
still time, but you do feel, don't you, that they've got to try and bring someone in. I imagine they'll be busy working. And what do you think the priority area is for West Ham if they could sign one player?
I mean, a centre-forward would be to back up Antonio, but I think if they can get someone that can slot straight in like a Jesse Lingard, because Jesse's not going to play at United, this is the thing. I would go all out to try and get him back, because he must look what's going on at United in his own situation. Look at West Ham and go, I want a piece of that. Do you know what I mean? He was part of that reason why they finished so well last season. He'd slot straight back into the team. The boys love him. The supporters would absolutely idolise him. I would go out and try and get Jesse.
Yeah.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.